Hey, my friend, how are you? I hope you're well if you're new. I'm Elizabeth. What I have for you today in this tarot reading are 3 decks to choose from. 1, the gold deck with an angel on top. 2, the blue deck with a key on top. And 3, the black deck with a butterfly on top. Random, no certain order, but what matters is what you're drawn to, the messages that come through for you. And sometimes what you don't hear is important too. And of course, what your higher self says at the end. I will have timestamps for each deck. It might be important to listen to all of it, but I am just so grateful to have you here and to share this time together. So thank you. And let's begin. I'll start with deck 1. And again, check out the description or comments for the timestamps. All right, those who picked deck 1, Rider-Waite, gold foil. Let's begin. I hope these messages will help you and me for the week. We're starting off with 7 of Swords, air energy. We'll dive more into that. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And here we have the Fool. Also, Aquarius energy. That could be you or someone that you're thinking about, and possibly cross-watching. And the Emperor. Major Arcana cards. Major Arcana cards. Now that is going to represent Earth energy. I'm sorry, fire. What am I thinking? I was thinking Empress. Fire and Aries specifically, but also Leo and Sag. And here we have the 8 of Pentacles. And the Ace of Swords. So there has been some deceit, some denial. It's been a battle. And I want you to realize that you did get away in the most beneficial way possible for you. The people that you have left, probably not so much. It may take them a while to realize what has really truly happened. But this is a time of spiritual shedding where you can release some toxic behaviors and people and patterns that don't work for you. And then in comes this beautiful new energy where you take the lessons you've learned from the situation and start on a new journey. And it feels good. The confusion is gone. You feel more clear in your head about it. And you're really ready to take on, I think, what is more of work, the daily grind, because this is now over. You can focus more. You're a natural born leader. Some of you may feel a bit controlled right now after what you've been through. This definitely feels a bit like a two-edged sword where you're glad you no longer have to deal with it. But there were some wounds that came with this whole situation. Some of you, it may really have been about work. Others, it may be truly about a personal situation that robs you of your confidence, of your own personal power. And I would say that you're learning a lot of truth and wisdom from this and applying it daily. And it will start to bring in new ideas for you. And you'll start to be okay with the truth that you learned and feel pretty lucky you got away from the situation, to be honest. Again, I don't see a lot of emotion here. It's a lot of thought at first, really chaotic and confusing, but then it's just a clearing. And you do have much more clarity, and I don't see you overreacting or being super emotional. If you're holding it back, we'll see. But if not, I kind of applaud your ability to stay strong through it, because there definitely has been a change, big change coming from this whole where you were and where you are now. Temperance. I'll show you the cards again. Seven of Wands, Four of Cups. Hope you can see these. Three of Pentacles. Here we have a lot of strong Scorpio energy. So in comes the emotions. This really was a significant power move for you. Now, those kind of things can feel good for about a hot minute, and then you wonder, what's next? What did I do? It feels good for a moment, right? And then there's all this stuff to deal with. But in comes Temperance, where now I think you feel the guidance of the archangels protecting you. This is about Archangel Michael, but whatever archangel you resonate with, or just prayer, meditation, and connecting with God, and of course your higher self. This is about, there has been a lot of emotion, but again, you're staying very positive and you're managing to balance your emotions, as we saw in the beginning. I think that there's still some gossip going on, anger issues being triggered within you, even abandonment issues as you struggle through this situation that you have been very passionate about, and you have succeeded through what you may feel as a failure. And some people are just continuing to talk about you, gossip about you, literally try to stab you in the back. And I know that you're sick of it. And so the emotions really are all over the place. But again, you're being given this new opportunity, and you need to remember that and see the light at the end of the tunnel, the sun coming up every day. There's a new opportunity. So don't be, again, overly emotional. As we talked about in the beginning, I could see where you would feel the wounds and the need to heal from this. And that is happening in a big way. And many of you have gone through a divorce, an ending of that type, that you might feel a sense of scarcity about, worried about the money, knowing that no matter what is going on in my life, I have this daily grind to deal with. And in that, I just want to encourage you to not give up. Now, some of you may have been through a divorce and you just need the counsel. Some of you are actually having these kind of things and beginning a new marriage, partnership, relationship. Make sure that you've done your due diligence to be clear and ready for this, and that may require extra advice from a professional. I'm certainly not, but I see that that might benefit you. And working with even just a third party that you trust and love about this energy of things you've been through. a few of you that are dealing with work situations and trying to rise above, right? Elevate your status and get out of all of this corporate, I don't know, that's not the right word. Just tension with coworkers. A good question you can ask yourself, or just tension in life about work, is what skills am I missing to further the abundance that you're looking for? When scarcity becomes a problem, if you've had these endings, these changes in work, they're pretty significant. But again, I see that you are having the ability to really lead, balance your emotions, and not deal in gossip and petty BS. All right, let's get a conclusion to this really quickly. I never want to waste your time, but I do hope this helps this week as you try to navigate the energy. Page of Swords. There we go. I believe you're dealing with somebody who is immature too, and they have a lot to say. They just kind of think they know everything, and you just got to keep rising above that. The Devil, Capricorn energy, could be strong. So again, I would release your need to feel dragged into this situation and understand again, you've gone through a serious change where you are that going through that spiritual shedding that I mentioned, and opening yourself up to a new level of like 5D living, exactly, the world, because you're not bound by this, and you don't want to put up with that petty type of gossip, bullying, and things like that. There's many new beginnings opening up for you. I cannot believe how many cards are coming out. A lot of air energy in this reading. So, Libra, for example, we have Mars in Libra, and that's a good time to take the lead with some passion and fire and make the changes and rise above these people who really tried to do some damage. And then we have the Hangman. This is big time, and I hope for you that you will understand this gives you so much wisdom, the spiritual shedding that you're going through. It shows a level of maturity through this situation that has a lot to do with your own personal power and protecting your daily living, your work, your abundance, and how you deal with people that continue to try to stab you in the back, gossip about you, stir up trouble. You're releasing it, and it brings a lot of balance and clarity and insight to you, where you can now heal and share that wisdom. I do hope that helps this week as you feel some major shifts. Understand big new beginnings for you, where none of this in a few months will matter. You will be upgrading and elevating. And thank you for watching this. Let's go on to the second deck. I hope you'll watch that too. Much love. See you on the next one. Hello, my friends that picked the blue deck. Again, Rider-Waite Tarot. I've had these forever. They were tucked away in this beautiful linen table, like napkin that was my mom's. And let's see if these messages help you for this week. The moon. Pisces energy, very much water energy. we're going to pull and see what's going on and what's coming ahead. 8 of Pentacles. Maybe you're worried about work. The Death card, there's been an ending. Something you really probably are sick of, actually. You've been thinking about it a lot and wondering what to do. 9 of Pentacles. Isn't that interesting, you guys? Ton of earth energy and, of course, the water, but it's really about how you're making money, your daily routine, which we're moving into Virgo season soon. And the 5 of Swords, because somebody really tried to stab you in the back and screw you over at work. And I don't think you really get it because you've brought a lot to the situation. You care, you do the daily work. I think you've ebbed and flowed with the changes at this job and tried to be a visionary, somebody who could really keep the abundance flowing, even though there might have been some toxicity in this work career situation and maybe even a relationship, but it's all intertwined, and somebody just really tried to screw you over. They were jealous, and it felt like a good soul connection too. So I know that that feels painful. Here we have, I can't believe the major arcana cards coming out this week, which I thought would be a relatively calm week for most of us. And I do see where you get balance and clarity. I believe these came out exactly like that in group 1. Very similar messages. I cannot believe it. But you find your way through this deceit and wounds, and you're definitely moving away from it. And that's what you decided to do. There is a big ending here, and you're just probably where you wanted to try to fix things. You kept trying, but they kept coming at you. And so the universe stepped in and was like, you need to find the way that brings you balance, that brings you just some sense of relief in your mind because this is affecting your entire family. And, even if you're just but a single mom, for example, this is not fair because every day, everything you do matters to pay the bills. And what you see here is this is a good move because it puts you back in charge and knowing you are a natural born leader and you can do this. Earth energy, but it feels very Aries-like, where you just have to balance this out and take the lead with this change and move. And it's happening pretty quickly, and it does bring in a sense of karma for you and for the people that did this. So it was very unfair what happened, and karma can come in good and bad. I believe they're getting it, and you're going to be okay. All right, let's keep going. The Fool. Look at that, you guys. New beginnings. This is a good thing that happened. I just want to say again, you gave it your all. And it took a lot of thinking, took a lot of vision about how can I bring this stability back. And I certainly think that people will get their karma that did this to you. And it just keeps coming up that it was very painful and triggering. This could have been, it was a soulmate, a soul connection, a friend, just people you thought you really could trust. And you're continuing to go through this healing process of, ouch, okay, I've got clarity. I've got to go. I know how to get stability, and I feel protected, and trust your higher intuition. But the pain keeps coming up. Lovers. So it could have been a coworker that you got involved with at work or something like that situation, a third party that has caused you to have to really change everything about where you work, your daily routines, and how you're going to heal through this deceit of some sort, this lack of trust that's happening, and how you're going to heal. I think that you're definitely coming back. Like, you go through these cycles of feeling that pain, but feeling, though, I can take the wisdom from that pain and lead and find the answers I need, out of the box thinking, as you move through this energy to get away from whatever you just cannot take anymore. It is interesting because you just keep falling back into the vibe and energy of this situation, this friend or this lover. So as you really move through the Hanged Man energy of clarity and knowing what you have to move away from, you know it, but it's very difficult. You keep kind of falling back into that trap. So think about this, because there's a lot of major cards, decisions, pain, and a lot of Pisces energy with the moon and judgment. There's a lot of air energy with all the swords. A lot of also Pisces with the Hanged Man, Aquarius, that air energy, Gemini, air, the King of Swords. Whew. And then we've got a lot of the Pentacles. So that again is Earth, Capricorn, all these Pentacles. So Scorpio is here again, if I didn't mention it. So there's a lot of emotion and overthinking and knowing I have to get over this. I must move on. I know this start. I'm tired of being wounded, but I keep thinking about it and back and forth and back and forth. You know what you need to do. You've got to go through this transformation and find balance and stick to the clarity that you've decided. And keep leading. That is how you stay on top of your finances and the money. And you will bring in some new ideas to this. Sometimes it's going to be a little weird why you chose to do what you chose to do. But this is truly breaking free from some people and situations that trigger you so much. And again, it can be a coworker, but it could also be friend, family, but whatever it is, karma's coming in and you're moving into a better place where this toxicity will no longer exist. Let's see what the energy is on the bottom of the deck, as I don't really want to end with this. Aha! There you go. That really brings in this, takes some strength to get through, but you're gonna end this situation and move on once and for all. And it makes you feel so much better when you give it a little space and time and you just keep doing you and being you and working for the family and for your highest good. It helps your family, it helps your children, and it makes you feel like a kid again. You feel more energy and vibrance because you got through this. Yes, you're continually triggered, so work on that, and a lot of times that is going out and having some fun, taking some time to do things you like and just get out of the daily routine a little bit, um, to bring a smile back to your face. But yeah, trust yourself that you are doing all the right things and decisions and moving in the right direction. It's just still a little triggering, but I know that it'll get better for you. So I do hope this helps. I'm so glad that you checked out this reading with me. And if you want, stick around. Let's go to the third deck. But I do love you for being here if you have to go. All right, let's go on to the next one. Hey, all right, here we are with Fox Tarot, the black deck with the butterfly. Thank you for being here. It really means a lot, and it's an absolute honor to read for you. And I hope this will give you some messages for the week ahead. 5 of Wands. Let's begin, and I'll give you more information as we go. Things are falling out. 3 of Pentacles in reverse, but honestly good Venus energy. And here we have the Princess of Knives. So think of the Knight of Swords, but a little more feminine energy. And here we have the new moon, which is not far away. Interesting. A lot of fire, earth, and air coming in. And we have the 8 of Cups. Some emotion. Challenging situation, third-party energy. I think you're wanting to walk away from it. 2 of Pentacles, definitely juggling a lot, trying to make this decision. Some of you, again, this has to do with work, a coworker, somebody that you're in partnership with, let's say. And I believe that they have been jealous of you and they are doing some underhanded stuff to you. For some of you, it's like either a third party in a relationship or somebody vying for your position. And it's causing you to think about moving on. A lot of thinking about what new changes do I want. Some of you are just really juggling a lot too. And it's getting difficult, it's challenging, and you're being asked to learn more things and do more things. And maybe you just need help to make these situations easier, all of these jobs that you have and decisions you're making. 10 of Wands. It's very overwhelming because you're just carrying so much of the weight and the burden. Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're really looking how to find your patience with having to carry all of the burden. And I believe actually learn new things, work with more people, vie for your position. You may be in a situation where you're being watched all the time, examined, for example, like on warning that you may lose your job or something. So you're trying to figure out how to strike a balance and be more patient and trust your intuition, your third eye, how you can heal through this, because it hurts a little bit. You're physically worn out, actually. And you want to know, how can I just put my wand aside, trust my intuition, trust my gut on how to heal and be patient? Two of Cups. For some of you, it definitely is about a partnership. It could be about love. But again, most of the burden is on you. You bring the passion to it, and you bring the knowledge and the ability to juggle everything, and including some of this third party energy, whatever it may be. You give it a lot of thought, but here we are. We circle back to it again. For some of you, it does have to do with family. Some of you, it has to do with your daily routine, and you're tired of that. And here comes the Strength card. The universe is like, just please hold on. Keep the passion. Understand that you have to stay and you have to keep leading. You don't get to quit. You just have to figure out how to unburden yourself from juggling so much and balance the responsibilities that you have in your life. This may not have to do with a person at all, another person, but just you. And the universe giving you the strength to carry on and trust that you will have this or something better. Temperance. A lot of major arcana cards in all three readings. And this makes me realize it really is about you balancing everything in your life, what you need to get rid of, so to speak, walk away from or change in your daily routine to strike a better balance and make you feel more in charge, or continue to be okay being in charge. And the universe saying, here, I got you, in a gentle way, you're gonna come out of this and be okay. And this is energy of positivity and optimism that things will work out as long as you really balance yourself, balance your routines, and anything you need to get rid of, that's not working for you would be really important. The World. So again, in a major way, you've reached the end of a cycle of what you will and will not put up with. I do believe a lot of your personal power and strength has come back, and you're ready to just have a new start in whatever way that means to you. I do think you're still going to have to juggle a few things, but when you clear the road of some of this burden that doesn't even belong to you, and maybe the to-dos and the extra learning and training that you've needed, it starts to smooth the way to a new path. The Sun. I can't even believe this. The Wheel of Fortune. Let's keep going. This is amazing because I shuffle here with you. Leo, there is so much Leo energy here. We'll go over that as we approach the end of this read. And the Hermit, look at that, you guys. For what I thought would be a quiet week, people are really making the decisions of what they will put up with, who they will cooperate with, and how much you can take on and what needs to go. It's really amazing. And once you do that, you do get your strength back. You do get your smile back. You do have some luck. You're like, the wheel is turning. These are endings that bring you so much relief when you figure out how to narrow things down to just the fundamentals that work for you, that bring in love, love, yes, but security, a sense of being grounded. There is, again, a ton of Leo energy. I'll go over this, but this is the Ace of Swords. There's a lot of truth that needs to be shown. It is in reverse. So face the truth about what burdens you no longer need to deal with. How these endings can be a good thing for you. I know endings can be painful, and it gives you pause and a need to reflect, right? But the truth shall set you free. And I believe much of it has to do with your inner strength and inner knowledge and intuition about what I want to keep in my life and what needs to go. And the new moon energy is very strong in this reading, so keep that in mind as we do progress towards that new moon. And so you get an idea also of the zodiac signs you might be dealing with. We do have a lot of earth energy here. We do have, so that is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And also a ton of Leo, as I mentioned, fire sign, as well as Sag, fire sign. And this is affecting your luck. I think it's coming in very good, strong, good luck. And we also have Virgo here, more earth, as well as Capricorn, and a lot of fire too. And I want you to keep that in mind, because this is what you're dealing with. Having to learn new things, sometimes people coming at you, the training, the up-leveling, all this responsibility. And then you're really boiling it down to what you can handle, and it just starts to bring in the good fortune for you. And it reveals a lot of truths that you've been waiting for. And I believe it brings in this inner healing, a sense of calm in you, and grounded, and just a sense of stability where there are no weapons. There's just this intuition and the ability for you to be your own prophet and to create a new beginning. As you see, there's a lot of endings here, but the new beginnings are just going to be amazing for you and give you a lot of joy. And you'll be glad that you did walk away from some things and balance your life out better. It really makes a big, big difference. Let me see what's on the bottom of the deck for you. 4 of Cups. So you really can look at that as being balanced and stable. And it does have to do with the first house for you. It's a water sign, but it's bringing balance to the whole situation. And what I really love about this is when you see 4 of Cups, you can ask yourself, how do I break this rut of a situation? And that's like where you're just like, oh my God, it's too much. And here you are where you have done that. And this is just validating that you've done it. You've lessened the burdens, and it sets you free. You're not so overwhelmed and feeling like you're drowning. You're coming up for air and doing a lot of this beautiful inner work that just helps you move forward and feel lucky for the first time in a long time. I love that. And I hope that each of these messages brings something to you that's useful and helpful and healing. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. It's such an honor to be with you. Peace.